Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this lecture. Today we are going to start Oracle database administration session. Which is about the database creation after the software installation. So we can call it as the first session initially. The database creation, software installations are completed. Probably everyone has completed their software installations. So this is about the Linux operating system, and we have installed Oracle software inside Linux in /stage. We have the software, and U01 we have the installation. Okay, and whenever I ask you what is our Oracle home, you have to tell U01 app Oracle product 11.1.0 db_1. Right? So let's connect to the server. Yes. Login as Oracle. Password is also Oracle. And what is this called? This is putty session. Putty. What does this putty means? Putty is a session. Putty is a tool where we can connect remotely. Where we can connect remotely to the server, to the VMware. The server with the help of IP address. With the help of IP address. Okay. For you people, what it will be, when you install putty, it will be empty. It will be empty like this. So how do you connect to the server remotely? From Windows machine only we can connect. We don't have to, every time we don't have to go inside, login as Oracle or okay, I'll show you. Login as Oracle and password as also Oracle. And what you do, we used to do a right click open terminal in this particular server. We used to do open right click and terminal and everything, and we used to perform our day-to-day operations, right? So but we don't have to go inside the Linux from now. We don't have to go inside the Linux and open the terminal and perform the day-to-day operations. We don't have to do it. Again we need to come out. We need to press Control Alt and then we need to come out, right? Let me check the RAM settings here. It's 4 GB, which is high. We can change it to 2 GB from tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. So we don't have to, every time we don't have to go inside and come outside and perform our day-to-day operations. Only for installations, if in case of any installations, we need the GUI, right? We need a GUI, graphical user interface. So when we do any kind of installations, then we will use Linux, VMware. We'll enter into the VMware, we'll enter directly into the server and we'll perform the installations whenever we need any installations. But if any day-to-day activities we need to perform, you can directly type the IP address, just install the putty 192.168.1.101 and enter. It will prompt you the username and password. For the first time when you are doing it, it will ask you to click on yes or update or something like that. Just click on yes or update for the first time. Okay, just log in. You people has to log in like this. Okay, when you want to change the settings, just click on right click, change settings, colors, use system colors, appearance, change the size to 16 and click OK. And then Windows, change this to 20,000. Okay, terminal. If you want to save the session, you can save or just click on apply. It will be coming like this. Okay, it will be coming like this. And your server is ready. Your server is ready. I can make this. Okay, no problem. So your server is ready. So what is this then? What is this putty called? What is this putty called? Why we are using this putty and everything for a day-to-day activities? As I said, like every time we don't need to go inside the Linux machine on the VMware. Instead of that, I can connect to the machine with the help of IP address from my Windows machine also. That is a remote connection. And putty is a command line interface. It's not a GUI. Putty is a CLI, command line interface. Everything you do, you have to pass on the command. You have to pass on the command only. Then only this session will understand. Putty session will only understand with commands. It will not understand. It will not give you GUI. It will not give you GUI screen. Okay. So whatever you do, you have to do with commands. Now, coming to the database creation session. Okay, coming to the database creation, we have the software ready, right? Where did we created the software? CD slash, where did we install the software? CD slash U01 app Oracle product 11.1.0 db_1. So here we have installed the software, and this is our Oracle home location. Everyone has to remember U01 app Oracle product 11.1.0 db_1. Here we have installed the Oracle software, right? So Oracle software is installed. Now what is the next step? Database creation. Okay. So let's create the database. Let's create one database, and for everyone, I have taken each and every screenshot, and each and every step is clearly mentioned. I have prepared the document to create a database. Okay, so I will share this document with you people, with everyone. Okay, once the session is completed, so you people can also check the document and work accordingly. And what is this document name? Manual creation of Oracle database. So listen very carefully. Manual creation. For the first time, when you people are creating, I know there will be some difficulties, but always remember, whenever you go with a tough phase in your life, which means the next upcoming life is very smooth. So you have to prepare for that. When you are going very tough right now, which means the next 2-3 months will be very smooth. After next 2-3 months, it will be very smooth. So I understand, typing all these commands, and making a note of all these commands, it will be it will be not so tough, I can say. Like, it will be very easy. Only based on the practice, it will be habituated for you people. Okay, and this is manual creation. And why we are going with manual creation? In Oracle we can create a database with GUI also. There is an option. I'll show you, but I don't want to show you right now. In the first session only, I don't want to show you right now, because I love being tough. If the initial days are very tough, okay, if the initial days are, we are actually working on a different methodologies. I want to show you in a very different method. In general, in real time, we use GUI to create database. Just open a terminal. There will be a command. If you type in the command, what happens? There will be a GUI screen. Coming, database for database creation. And what we need to just click on next. That's it. Database will be created. If you just click on next, database will be created for you. But I don't want to go with that method. That's the easiest method. I don't want to go with that method. If you start working on a different methodology, which is a tough method, then your life becomes simple going forward. Point number 1. Point number 2, why I am going with manual database creation only? Because when you go with the automated database creation, okay, it will be just just clicking on next will create the database for you, but you will not understand anything. What happened in the background, how a database is created, you will not understand. But if you create a database manually, each and every step, what exactly the GUI is doing, you are doing it manually, then you will understand each and every step what GUI is doing, so that if in case there is any issue in future, you can actually will be solving very easily. Okay, so that is why we are actually going with manual database creation. Okay, the screen is freezed. So everyone able to see my screen, people?
Yes, Trishan.
Okay, great. So let's start the database creation. This is a step-by-step process. So you people don't have to worry about anything. Okay, it's a step-by-step process, which is everything is documented. I'll share the document. I'll share this recording with you people. So you have to start creating databases. Whoever completed the software installation, and whoever did not complete the software installation, please let me know once the session is completed. I'll help you people. Okay. So first step, what is the first step of database creation? Making directories. Okay. And I told you df space -th. I told you how many mount points are there for us? /stage for storing the software, /u01 for installing the Oracle home, And what is the remaining mount point? Slash prod. Slash prod. So where do we create databases? We will create databases in slash prod. So we have to go to slash prod, change the directory to slash prod, cd slash prod. Okay, done, completed. Now you are in prod. Now you are in prod. Okay, first step, cd slash prod, where you have to create a database. You have to go to that mount point. Okay, cd slash prod. Now we are in prod, completed. Next, we have to make some directories. What is this directories? It's very simple. Just in C folder, there is a C folder. Sorry, C drive. C drive. What I'm doing in C drive, I have to create one directory, create one folder. So I'll click on new folder. This is GUI. Windows is a GUI. So new folder is created. New folder is created. And what I'll do, I'll name this folder as with my database name. Let's say MX. MX is a American Express Bank, right? So MX is my database name. So the folder is named as MX. In the same way, that is Windows, and we have to create directories in Linux. Now we are inside the prod. We are inside prod, which means you are inside C drive. You're inside C drive. Example, I'm telling you. In Windows, it is drive. Here we call it as mount point. So we're inside prod mount point. Now what we have to do? We have to create directories. Just like folders in Windows, we have to create directories in Linux. What are the directories that are required for us? And we have to create a database name. Which database you want to create? That database name. I want to create MX database, mkdir mx. Okay. Check whether the directory is created or not. ls-lhrt. Yes, mx is created. Directory is created. Now go inside mx. cd mx. Now check, is there anything in mx? No, nothing is there. So create two subdirectories. Now create two subdirectories, mkdir admin, mkdir or our data. Two subdirectories. Just check whether they are created or not. Yes, created. So first, go inside prod, create a directory with the database name. Whichever database you want to create, use that particular name. First, go inside prod, mkdir your database name. Then go inside the database. Just go inside the database name. Okay, just go inside the database name. And what you have to do? You have to create two subdirectories. One is admin and the other one is our data. So created, right? So directories, first part is completed. Making directories completed. Second, set database name in Aura tab for setting the environment. What is this Aura tab? You people don't have to worry. We did not go to the theoretical part. So I'll tell you in the theoretical part what is this Aura tab and all. Okay. So you have to go to cd/etc and there is something called Aura tab. You have to open the file. You have to open the file and type this particular line. Okay. Which means you will actually register your database in Aura tab. Aura tab is used for database registration. We need to register our database. When we purchase any, when we purchase any property, what we'll do, we'll register, right? We'll register that property on that name, on the name of that particular person. In the same way, when you want to create a database, so register your database first. In Aura tab. Now, where you have to go? You have to go to cd/etc, and there is something called Aura tab, and we have to open. Okay, as I told you, in Linux everything we will use commands only. Using command only we will do it. Okay. Now, I'll tell you first in Windows, then I'll go to the Linux so that it will be very clear for you. Now, what we are doing when we want to type something, for example, inside MX or inside anything, I want to type something. So what I'll do a right click, new text file, and I'll make this document name as Aura tab. And inside Aura tab, what I want to do, I want to type something else like this. And if you want to save this, what you will do? If you want to save, you will do Control S, or if you click on file, save as, it will give you the location where to save, and you can click on save. Okay, you can click on save. Now you can close it. Now if you double click, it is already there. Now, if you have typed this and you want to and suddenly you found that there is some mistake, and you don't want to save this file. If you want to save this file, there is something called Control S in Windows. Okay, if you don't want to save this file, which means you want to quit without saving. How do you do it? Just close it. It will ask you whether to save or don't save. Just click on don't save. Just click on don't save. You see, the old one is there. Okay, new one is not there. Just do like this. Click on don't save. Okay, it will not be saved. Okay, done. Okay, fine. So that's what, there's nothing, it's empty now. I clicked on closed without saving. I just closed it. That is in Windows. Now in Linux, how to open the files like this, the text files, something which is editable, in Windows, you are just doing a double click. And it is opening, or else you do a right click, new, or you're going with GUI. Right, in Windows. But how to open the text files, or how to open the editable files in Linux with the command called vi. Vi is the command. Vi file name is oratab. Vi oratab. Enter. So this is how you open the files. With the help of vi command. Vi editor. We call it as vi editor. Just scroll down. You will come to the last line. And if you want to type something, in this file, you have to go to insert mode. If you click on I, it will give you insert. Once you go to the insert mode only, I for insert mode. Once you go to the insert mode only, you will be able to type anything. Here. So what should we type here now? We have to register our database. MX : how to register? We have to tell what is the Oracle home location. MX/u01/app/Oracle/product. Okay, u01 app Oracle product 11.1.0/db_1:y. So this is how you register your database name and your Oracle home for the database. MX is my database name that I want to create, and this is the Oracle home for that particular database with a :y, separated with a :y. Okay, and now in Windows, as I said, you type something and you want to save. How do you save? Just close it. It will ask you to save or don't save. To save, just click on save. So that's GUI. That's a GUI. And you removed, and you don't want, and now you don't want to save this. Changes, and just close it without saving. Then you click on don't save. That's it. That is Windows. Now you want to save this file. You want to save this particular change. You have entered one line in the file. To save this, the command is escape :WQ!! Escape: WQ!! Enter. Open the file once again and check whether it is saved or not. Yes, the line is appearing, which means the line is saved. Now insert mode. Again I went to the insert mode. I'm typing something else. Okay, and I don't want to save this file. Okay, only this line, which is wrong. I don't want to save this line. I want to quit without saving. How to quit without saving? Escape: Q!! That's it. For saving the file, escape: WQ!! For quitting without saving, escape: Q!! This W is not there. Quit without saving. Now you can open the file and check that line is not there. See, only one line. So this is how you do it. Escape: Q!! So this is how you do it in Linux. If you want to open any file which is editable file, you have to open with VI. VI. That's called VI editor. Okay. So this part is completed. We have registered our database name, and to save, escape plus colon WQ exclamatory mark. To quit, escape colon Q exclamatory mark. It is everything is clearly mentioned in the document, so you don't have to worry. This is called SOP, standard operating procedure. Now set the environment. How to set the environment? It's very simple. It's very simple. You just need to click on dot space aura env. Dot space aura env. Enter and give your database name that you have registered, MX. See, it will automatically pick the Oracle home. It should automatically pick the Oracle home. Okay. So the Oracle home should always automatically set. From where the Oracle home is set? Because you have registered your database in Aura tab. From that line it is reading. When you give dot space Aura env MX, it is setting the Oracle home to user1 app Oracle product 11.1.0 db underscore 1. Okay, so this part is completed. This step is completed, setting the environment. Next, set the database parameter files. Now, for every database, when we create a database, okay, for every database, there will be a parameters. Without parameters, database will not know how much size or where to create and everything. Oh, okay, so we have to open a parameter file. What is this parameter file and everything? You people don't have to worry at all. As I'm telling you, you just focus most part. You just focus on what? You just focus on this part. What do you say, like on the database creation part? Okay, the database creation part you have to focus. You don't have to focus on what is this P file, parameter file, and everything. You don't have to worry about it. There is each and every class for each and every topic. Okay, there is something called P file, SP file, static, dynamic parameters, and everything. There is a separate class. Okay, there is a separate session for each and everything. What you have to focus as of now, focus on subject, what I'm teaching. Okay, focus on the topic that I'm teaching. Okay, so just do as it is what I'm doing. Okay, so the first step is completed, making directories. First step is making directories completed. Second step, go to cd/etc, open Aura tab and register your database. Okay, registration is completed. Third step, just set the environment dot space Aura env MX. So you have set the environment for MX database, which is user1 app Oracle product 11.1.0 db underscore 1, right? Now what you have to do? You have to go to Oracle home. This is Oracle home. Inside Oracle home, there is something called DBS. You have to go to that location. This is your Oracle home, right? User1 app Oracle product 11.1.0 db underscore 1. This is your Oracle home. Inside Oracle home, there is something called DBS. Go to that location. Open a file. So how to open a text file or editable file in Linux? With the help of VI. With the help of VI only you have to open. Okay, VI. What is the name of the file that we are talking about? That is a parameter file. How the parameter file naming? What will be the name of the parameter file? init. Okay. Database name is MX. Init mx.aura. Init mx.aura. Okay. Go to insert mode and start typing the parameters. I said vi init init mx.aura. If you people are creating HDFC database, it is init hdfc.aura. If you people are creating ICICI, it will be init ICICI.aura. Okay. So we have opened the file. Go to insert mode. Go to insert mode. Insert mode. Escape insert mode. And start typing the parameters. What are the parameters that you have to type? Very important. You have to remember these parameters lifetime. Okay. First parameter is db underscore name. db underscore name is equal to mx. Okay. db underscore name is equal to mx. Compatible is equal to 11.1.0, which means you are telling the database while creating, please create with 11.1.0 version. Okay, 11.1.0 version. That's what you are telling with the parameter. And you are also telling with this parameter, you are telling please create database with the name MX. So you're telling with these parameters what exactly you need. You are telling with these parameters. Okay, db underscore name is equal to MX. Compatible is equal to 11.1.0. Okay. And you have all the parameters here. You people don't worry. Okay. Just what you need to do is you just need to read these parameters here. Read and you don't have to copy paste. It will not work. You have to type. That's it. Okay. When you type only, you will be able to understand the commands and you'll be understanding these parameters, which is very, very important. Okay. So when we write the parameters, then only we'll be able to understand in the future sessions. There will be very clear clarity will be given. Very clear clarity will be given on each and every parameter. I'll talk on each and every parameter. Whatever we are typing, I'll talk about each and every parameter. There will be a very good clarity that will be given on each and every parameter. Okay. Next, DB block size 4096 DB underscore block underscore size is equal to 4096. Okay. Next, DB underscore cache underscore size is equal to 150M. Okay. Next, shared underscore pool underscore size. Shared underscore pool underscore size. Again, it is 150M. Okay. Next, log underscore buffer. Give 20,000. Okay. Next, control. Okay. We'll give some spelling mistakes wantedly. We will do some spelling mistakes and see what happens. Anyways, I was about to type a spelling mistake, right? Control, right? Control. I'll give control. Okay. It was CONTROL, control, but I was giving control or control like this. Okay. Underscore file is equal to /prod. I mean, where the control file has to be created. You are specifying a location where the control file has to be created. Control underscore file is equal to /prod /mx /ora data. We have created these folders, right? We have created the directories. So that is where I am giving /prod /mx /ora data control01.ctl. Okay. Next, what are the remaining parameters are there? Just like undo management and undo table space. Undo underscore management. Okay, again spelling mistake. Wantedly I'm doing a spelling mistake. Wantedly, please remember that. Wantedly I'm doing a spelling mistake. Undo underscore management is equal to auto undo underscore TBS undo underscore table space. Sorry, table space is equal to undo TBS. Okay. Next, diagnostic underscore dest is equal to /prod /mx /admin. Okay. Just save the file. Escape : WQ. Save the file. I wantedly did two mistakes. One, control spelling mistake. Undo management. Undo underscore management spelling mistake. Wantedly did two mistakes. So what happens? I'll show you. I have saved the file. You can check. I have saved the file. Right. So once the file is saved, what you have to do? Now go to database creation script. Where you have to go? You have to go to cd /prod /database name. Go there. cd /prod /database name is mx. Go there. Okay. And start writing database creation script. How do you write? vi dbcreate.sql. Open a file called dbcreate.sql. Start writing database creation script. Create database. Okay. Create database name. Create database name. Okay. And then start giving all this, typing all this. Okay. Data file path, size of the data file 300M. sysox data file path size 200M. You have to give you have to type this. Okay. Data file single quote /prod /mx slash Aura data slash system01.dbf size. Okay. Size, give 100M. Okay, 100M. Enter. Sysox data file. Sysox data file. Single quote slash prod slash mx slash Aura data slash sysox01.dbf space size 100M. Okay. Next, undo table space. Okay, undo table space, undo TBS. Okay, undo table space, undo TBS data file. Okay, and after undo there is a space here. Okay, undo table space, undo TBS data file slash prod. Okay, slash mx slash Aura data slash undo TBS 01.dbf. dbf. Okay, single quote size 100M. Okay, next will be temporary default 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 temporary table space temp file single quotes slash prod slash mx slash Aura data. Okay, now I'm doing spelling mistake here also. In this file also I'm doing spelling mistake. Instead of Aura data I'm writing Aura data. Aura data, D-A-R-E-A. Aura D-A-R-E-A. It should be D-A-T-A. Aura data, right? So temp. Okay, some people will get like this when we are typing. So what you have to do, escape colon Q exclamatory mark. That's it. And go to again insert mode. Temp 01.dbf space size 100M. 100M. Right. Next, default table space users data file single quote slash prod slash mx slash Aura data slash users 01.dbf size 100M. Okay. Next, log file. Data files are completed. Next, log files. Log file. Group space 1 space single quote slash prod slash mx Aura data redo 1a dot log single quote size 100M comma. Here you have to give comma. Next, group space 2 space semicolon colon enter slash prod slash mx slash Aura data. Okay, redo 2a dot log single quote close size 100M. No comma, enter. Character set UTF-8. What is this UTF-8 character? What is this system01.dbf? Okay, data file. This is data file. System01.dbf is one data file. sysox01.dbf another data file. Undo TBS 01.dbf undo table space undo data file. Okay, temp 01.dbf temporary data file. User 01.dbf users data file. Okay, redo 1a.log first log file. Redo 2a.log second log file. What are all these things? You don't have to worry. Very simple. Blindly follow my instructions. Blindly do whatever I'm telling. In the next classes, for everything there is one content or the session in which we will learn each and every concept very deep, having a very deep knowledge. For example, for this particular line, just for this particular line, system table space or system data file, we have a separate session. sysox data file, we have a separate session. Undo TBS, we have a separate session called undo table space management. Temporary file, we have a separate session called temporary table space management. Users, we have separate session called table space management. Redo log file, redo 1a.log log file, redo 2a.log second log file. For this we have redo log file management. For everything we have a session, you can check. Table space management, undo table space management, temporary table space management, redo log file management. For everything there will be a session. So you don't have to worry why we are creating this. You don't have to worry why we are typing this. Blindly follow my instructions. In future classes, you will come to know why we are doing this. For example, if you are not typing, we are just going with the GUI. Okay. We are just going with the GUI just by clicking on next and everything. What happens? Simple. You will not come to know about these files. You will not come to know about these files if you are not doing manually. You will not know that, okay, while creating a database, we have to create this many data files. These are mandatory. How many files are we are creating? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 data files are mandatory while creating a database. So if you are doing with GUI, going into the VMware and you are doing it with GUI, you will not come to know that how many files are mandatory and why we are creating these files. You will not be coming to know. And 2 redo log group files are mandatory. So you will only come to know when you type them and when you create a database manually. That is the beauty of manual database creation. That is why I'll tell the sessions something differently. There's a chance like everyone might go with the GUI in the first class only, to make the session look very simple. Okay, and to make people understand the session very simple, people might go with GUI, but I will not go with GUI. Initial classes will be tougher. Because you are new to Oracle DBA. Initial classes might be tougher for you people, but trust me, if you learn the sessions, whatever I'm telling you in the way that I'm teaching you, the next sessions will be very easy for you. Just a basic example. See, basic example. You do the same database creation with GUI. You will not come to know what is happening. Why we are giving, why we are actually going for a P file parameters, writing all the parameters. Why we are actually creating a database with the typing all these lines. What are these? This is system01.dbf system data file. This is sysox data file. This is undo data file. This is temporary file. This is users data file. This is redo 1a.log. This is one log file. This is a second log file. So we have to create all these things to create a database. We have to write all these things to create a database. If you use GUI and just click next, everything, whatever you are doing now, that will be taken care by GUI. You will not do it. So you will not come to know what is happening when a database is created. When a database is created, you will not come to know what is happening. First of all, when you create a database on your own, writing the script, that is how you will come to know what's happening in a database. Okay. So semicolon, enter, save the file, escape colon WQ, save the file, and give read, write, execute permissions to this file. I told you, right? chmod 777, right click, completed. ls-lhrt. dbclear.sql is there with the read, write permissions. Now what we have to do? What we have to do is we have to connect to SQL Plus. Who are we? We are DBS, right? We are DBS. So we have to connect with a username called /as sysdba. Connected. Excuse me. Okay, connected to ideal instance, which means you have connected to SQL. I mean, you have connected, but the database is not yet started. Database is not yet created. It is idle only. It is idle. It is idle. So what you do, first step, startup, no mount, startup, no mount. See what happens. It is giving you error. Why? It is saying control underscore file. I am not able to read control underscore file. It should be control underscore file. So please go and change the name. It is throwing you. It is actually kicking an error. Okay, it is kicking you to go and change when you give startup no mount. First step, startup no mount. So what you do, it is not able to start the parameters. It is not able to start the parameters. So where are the parameters? The parameters are in this location. The parameters are in this location. cd/u01 app oracle product 11.1.0 db underscore 1 dbs. You have to go to that location and open the file vi init mx.org. Open the file and change the parameter. Insert control underscore file. Save it. Escape colon wq. Enter. Right. Now again connect to database. SQL plus. Again connect to the database. Slash as sys dba. Again try to give slash as sys dba. Okay. Connected to idle instance. Again try to do a startup no mount. Startup no mount. Again it is telling there is another issue. Open the file again. It says undo management. See, undo management. Spelling mistake. Undo manage MENT management is equal to undo TBS. Okay. And again there is one more mistake. Control 01.ctl. It's not control.01. It's control 01.ctl. Save the file. Now all the spelling mistakes are gone. All the spelling mistakes are gone. Slash as sysdba. Now do a startup no more. Startup no more. Again there is some issue with the spellings. Okay, you need to check the spellings. You need to check the spellings very correctly. Okay, control underscore file is equal to /prod/mx/oradata/control01.ctl. Yeah, this is correct. Undo underscore management is equal to undo underscore management is equal to undo auto. Okay, undo underscore table space is equal to undo tbs. Control underscore files. Control underscore files. This is S insert mode. Control underscore files is equal to. Okay. So whenever you have any mistake, it will kick you. It will not start. Slash as sysdba. Now do startup no mount. Startup no mount. It will be done. Now it will be started. Yes, started. So what it does when you give a startup no mount, what it does, it is reading these parameters. It is reading the parameters and fixing all the sizes of the parameters. You have given some size, right? db underscore cache underscore size. Okay. Show you. db underscore cache underscore size and shared pool size, log buffer, undo table space and db cache size, block size, everything. It is setting all these parameters. So when you give startup no mount, see startup no mount, what happens when you give startup no mount? It is setting all the parameters. Now what you do is there is something called show parameter back. Okay. Show parameter back. Okay. In the what's happening in the database? How do you monitor what's happening in the database? It's very simple. How do you monitor is there is something called alert log file. In database there is something called alert log file. Okay, I'm telling you, everyone, even for a fresher, even for a 1 year experience, even for a 2 years experience, even for a 5 years, even for 8 years or 10 years or 20 years experience person also, alert log file is very, very important. It's not like, I have a lot of experience, I know what to do. No, alert log file is very, very important, because whenever something is happening in the database, everything is captured in alert log file. So what happens if you are getting any error, in the database, if you open the alert log file and keep it aside and keep monitoring what's happening in the database, it will be very easy for you people, for not only for you people, for everyone. It will be very easy to solve the issue, because errors are captured in the alert log file. See, I saw some error here. Okay, and I don't know what to do now. What generally people will do, people keep trying in Google search. They'll go and try in Google search, they'll try what is the error and what is the solution. They'll try to find a solution in Google. Why Google? Why are you directly going to Google? Open the alert log file, it will tell you what to do. Alert log file captures each and every error. Here in SQL, here you will get only error, you will not get the description, you will not get the details. But in alert log file, it will mention the details also. Why this error came, what is the mistake that you have done, and why this error is there, so that you will be able to understand what is the solution instead of wasting your time going to Google. That is the first step every DBA has to do. As I said, not only fresher, not only 10 years experience, not only 20 years experience, even a person who is having 30 years experience also has to depend on alert log file. That is mandatory. Okay, so take another session like this. Go to this location, open the alert log file, cd/prod/mx/diag/rdbms mx trace. Okay, open this location. How to find the alert log file location? You have to type show parameter back, it will give you the alert log file location. This is where the alert log file is stored. And how to see the alert log file? There are two things. I told you, any editable file can open with vi, but don't open this file with vi. There is another one more option. You can use head or tail. To see the file, you can use head or tail. What is head? Head is on the top, tail is at the bottom. In the same way, if you see head, it will show you from the beginning. If you see tail, it will show you the latest information. The tail will give you the latest information. Okay, what I told you, what information will be there in the alert log file? From the birth of the database till the death of the database, what happened for the database, everything will be captured in alert log file. Okay, so how to open the alert log file? Tail of alert log file. Tail space -f al tab, give tab alert, it will open the alert log file for you. And now whatever you do in this session, everything will be captured here. You can check that. You can check that actually. Okay, so this part is completed. Show parameter back, open the alert log file. See, take another session, open the alert log file, database log file, and monitor what's happening in the database. Next, go back to the first session and execute the database creation script and start monitoring what's happening in the database from the second session. So just execute the database creation script @dbcreate.sql. Just execute here and go to the alert log file and monitor what's happening. You'll come to know. Okay, where you have to go, cd/prod/mx. Here is the database creation script. So you have to go to this location and go connect to SQL Plus again. SQL Plus /sysdba @dbcreate.sql. Okay, dbcreate.sql. I did not hit enter, but I'm making this ready. I'll use this in parallel. Okay, now I'm hitting enter and going back to this location. Enter and see what happens. The error will be given. It should throw an error actually. What is the mistake that we have done? In which file we have did the mistake? Anyone remember? Yeah, we got the error. So
The Aura data,
sorry.
the Aura data file in the script.
Okay, yeah. Aura data, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So that's what. Anyways, when you are in this screen at the rate dbcreate.sql, it just given an error. It is just giving you error. Oracle instance terminated, disconnection forced. You don't know what mistake is this. You just keep on, every Oracle will have a Oracle error number. What you'll do, you'll just copy the error number in Google and you keep on trying what is this error, what is this error. You will not come to know the solution. Instead of wasting the time, just open the alert log file. Open the alert log file. Now I have asked you people what is the error that I have done, what is the mistake that I have done. And even you people don't know. For example, I also don't know what is the mistake that I have done. Instead of taking this error and going to Google, just open the alert log file and check now. You people will come to know what is the mistake that you have done. See, it will tell you in alert log file. It will tell you creation of database is failed. Why creation of database is failed? Simple. See, error it is giving error in creating database file. Which file you have did the mistake? Prod mx Aura data. It should be Aura data. It is giving you the details in the alert log file, right? Is the same details visible here? No. The details are not visible here. But if you open the alert log file and see, it is clearly mentioning you unable to create the file. Which file it is unable to create? This file, prod mx Aura data temp01.dpf, because Aura data directory is not there. We have created a directory called Aura data, not Aura data. So what we have to do now? We have to exit, go to that location, vi dbcreate.sql, change it to Aura data. Change it to Aura data. Save it. Change it to Aura data and save it. Now what you do is, where these files are getting created, /prod/mx/Aura data right? DATA Aura data, and check whether the files are created. There are some files created. Okay, just remove those files. rm star, remove those files. You have to remove the files which are created before. Okay, you have cd minus means you will go back to the previous location. So okay, you have to remove the files. Which are created, because database is not created completely. It is created temporarily with the partial files, because there is an error in one file. There is an error in one file with the spelling mistake. So what you have to do, you have to go to the location where the database is created. Okay, what is the location? /prod/mx/Aura data. Here the database will be created. Okay, just remove all the files and recreate the database once again. SQL plus /SSDBA. Do startup no mount again. Startup no mount. Do @dbcreate.sql. Enter. Now go and monitor here. What's happening. Now it will be created. See, as first file is getting created. System sysox is creating. Next undo is getting created. Okay, next mx. Okay, users is created, completed. Just database creation is complete. See, database created. Now the database is created. Database creation is completed. Okay, and after that, what you have to do, once the database is created, if you are getting any errors, please monitor the alert log file. It will give you all the errors and it will help you with the solution. It will not make you to waste your time. Alert log file will be very helpful for any person. As I told you, even it might be 30 years, 40 years experience person also, alert log file is very, very important. It will not make our time to waste. It will not waste our time. It will give you each and every line, and it will help you to provide a solution. It will help you to provide a solution. Okay, it will help you to provide a solution. Okay, so as I told you, without wasting any time, you have to open the alert log file and keep monitoring. Okay, now database is created. What we have to do now? There is something called post steps. After the database creation, there are something called post scripts. You have to run the scripts. You have to run the scripts. There ends the matter. That's it. The first script is @_admin/admin/catalog.sql. This is the first script. And once the first script is completed, you have to run the second script @_rdbms/admin/catproc.sql. Okay, once the first script is completed, you have to run the second script. Once the second script is also completed, then you have to go with the third script, which is pub_bld.sql. There ends the database creation. That's it. You people don't have to worry. Okay, you people don't have to worry about the database creation. Anytime you just check with your recording. Okay, then check with the document, complete the database creation. Okay, and if you have any questions, any doubts, one important thing is feel free to ping me. Feel free to ping your mentors and check with them. Any doubts will be clarified. If your doubts are with you, we don't know what is your doubt. So feel open to ask any questions or doubts. Okay. So the second script is @_rdbms/admin/catproc.sql. What is this catalog? What is this cataproc? These should not be the doubts. As I told you, everything will be explained in the future classes. You don't have to worry it. You just blindly, simply, happily, you just complete your database creation and happily, you can do your work and sleep. Simple. Everything will be covered in future classes. There is theory, lots more theory to come. There are a lot of classes to come. Everything will be covered in those sessions. Okay, so you people are in safe hands. So don't worry. Just complete your database creations. Okay, and once the second script, the second script will take at least 10 to 15 minutes to complete. 10 to 15 minutes. Second script is very big, so it will take 10 to 15 minutes to complete. So what we can do now, we can connect to the database from another session also. We can connect to the database from one more session. ./ORINV. Whenever you want to connect, you have to give ./ORINV, your database name. Okay, ./ORINV, MX. You have to set the Oracle home. Then you have to connect to the SQL Plus. If not, it says command not found. It will say command not found. Now you have connected to the database, right? You can check this command. Okay, select name created sysdate from. Select name, created, sysdate from $database. See, MX database is created. When it is created, 21st June, and this is the sysdate. It is given clearly information. So your database is created now. That's it. This is the session. Anyone have any questions? And tomorrow also there will be a database creation class only. I will create one more database with the name ICICI. Today I have created MX, American Express database, right? So now, as I told you, once the database is created, we are connecting to the database, right? Once the database is created, all the tables are stored inside the database. That is how users, I told you in the beginning, first class, the applications are connecting to the database. They are fetching the data and showing, displaying the data to the users, right? So once the database is created, inside the database, the data is stored inside the database. Okay, from where the data is being accessed. I'll show you that. I'll show you that. Don't worry. Tomorrow will be a very quick session like database creation, and after that, I'll start with the SQL also. SQL. As I told you, I'm talking with you in such a language that you people are able to understand me. That is English. In the same way, we have to talk to database in such a language that database has to understand, right? That is SQL, structured query language. So tomorrow I'll create one more database to make you people, look simple, the database creation and make your life easy. Okay, I'll show you once again with another database creation. Okay, and then I'll start the SQL basics, structured query language, and I will complete, the SQL basics also, so that we'll be ready for the next sessions. Hope you people understand the session. In case of any doubts, you can reach me out. Thank you, everyone.